2021. Can you believe it? It feels so weird saying that. Happy New Year, everyone. So, as always, at the start of the month, we're kicking off this new year, new month of January with an update on my inventory. So, if you've never gone to my inventory Excel, which I leave the link below in every single video I post, this is just a brief overview of what it looks like here. I always keep it pulled up during these videos because it's a lot of numbers that I need to reference. What this inventory is. I know I've told you guys many times before, this video is inspired by Victoria Joyce. I guess this whole project is inspired by her because I've tried to do this in the past, but until I started implementing her method, I never stuck to it. I don't know why, but that's just the situation. So what this is I have categories broken down into subcategories on an inventory spreadsheet that also tracks how many I bring in and use up throughout a month or a period of time. I just like to do it monthly because I'm trying to see my patterns. I know Victoria does it quarterly, whatever you prefer, or maybe you don't want to inventory. This is just the situation. I personally have gone through and made a bit of some changes to my spreadsheet just to give me some more insight. You guys know I'm such a numbers person and I love to know what I want to get in the weeds and know what is actually happening. So, December, we're going to talk about numbers. I don't feel like, maybe we'll talk about the year 2020 as a whole, but I don't know. December and like the way the near end of 2020 got a little bit out of control. So you're going to be able to tell from when we chat about numbers, but like my December increase or incoming, like things I bought, numbers are insane. There's really not, I mean, I'm sure I could blame a lot of things, but like there was Candle Day, there was Bring Back My Bar from Scentsy, my Scentsy Club came, what else did I do? There was a ton of stuff that was like, okay, I got 7 wallflowers that I didn't need. Like, I just had stuff that came in and it was like Christmas, and I feel like that's always the hardest time for me to really pump the brakes and be like, I don't need to buy stuff. So at the end of 2020, it was an explosion, and that's why I went on a no-buy. This is going to be a brief update and me touching on the subject of my no-buy. I'll have an official video in the middle of January chatting about it more. But midway through the month of December, I decided that I was going on a no-buy. It was a really rough decision. It's been about 15 days. Yay me! It's been about 15 days, which really isn't that long, but it seems like a lifetime ago that I decided to go on a no-buy. But really, the reasoning was because of how out of control my inventory was getting. I didn't really realize how bad it was getting until I decided to do that. Like, I knew I was increasing where I shouldn't have been, and I'm sure I touched on this in my video about the no-buy. But really, when I decided to go on it and like really dug deep, I was like, wow, this is getting bad. So in the midst of my no-buy, I was like, I need more details. I'm gonna update my spreadsheet some more. As always, if you guys want to use this, I'm pretty sure you can go to the link in my description and open the Excel and say like create a copy. You can't like edit the one I've already made because it's mine, I'm editing it. You can only view it, I'm pretty sure, but I think you can like make a copy to your own Google Drive and then you can edit it, like, and make it your own. I'm pretty positive that's how it works. I know a couple of you have shared yours with me, like you've granted me access to view your spreadsheets. So I'm pretty sure that's how you can build it. I have a lot of formulas in mind, so if you care about that, then you can copy mine, or you can just open up a blank Excel and start fresh if you prefer, if you don't care about all the formulas and stuff. Anyway, so I decided to add some more insight, I guess you could call it, to my inventory spreadsheet. So what I added, I got just kind of thinking one day. I was like, okay, I get that I have X amount of these things. I understand that. I understand that I really want to be at this goal number. Typically my goal numbers are like, I don't even know how to describe it. I have them figured out. And I think what kind of got me thinking about this is when I was explaining the spreadsheet to Corey, because I was like, Corey, I need you to help keep me accountable. And I just like need another person to keep me accountable. I obviously share this every month on YouTube, but I'm still like falling into the trap, I guess you could say. So I was explaining it to him and he was just like, I don't understand how your goals are calculated. Like the more you use up, the more you like your goals increase, which I'm like, yeah, like it makes sense. But he's like, isn't that kind of like almost rewarding bad behavior in a way? So it kind of like got me thinking a new way of like how I wanted to like calculate things in a different way, I guess. So I got to thinking like, okay, so I have 10 lotions. I'm using up currently 1 lotion a month. This is really easy math, but this is just an example. How many months is it going to take me to whittle down that stash? Obviously the answer is 10 months, but like obviously not all of my categories are that simple of a scenario. So I wanted to do like an equation in the spreadsheet. And then from there, that helped a lot because some of them, I was really like, I want to be around like the 6-month mark for things, and like not be purchasing more than like the next 6 months. So kind of the way I got to that is like, okay, say there's an SAS, which we're currently in right now, which I'm not shopping, it's not a no buy. I just want to put it out there. I haven't watched anybody's SAS hauls because I'm trying to avoid the temptation. So I'm so happy for all of you that whatever you've bought, but I'm so sorry I haven't watched any of your videos because I just can't mentally, I can't take it. Maybe when SAS is off and I'm off my no buy, maybe I'll go back and watch them, but I can't take it right now, just mentally where I'm at. So I lost my train of thought. I want to be around the 6-month mark because, so like say there's an SAS, I can go to the SAS, buy the 6 lotions on a discount. I'm good for the next 6 months until the next SAS, and I can do the same thing. This is kind of what Victoria was talking about in her video, like when she does her updates, that's kind of what she talks about, is like being able to go from like SAS to SAS, like sale to sale, without like buying a ton there, buying a ton in the middle, buying a ton the next SAS, which is what I felt like I did in 2020. Like I don't want to do that. Like I don't need all this stuff, obviously. So that's kind of where the 6 months came out of. That's obviously subject to change, but I really needed somewhere to start with. And I felt like if I gave myself longer than 6 months, I was just being too lenient. Like, who needs a year's worth of lotion? I thought 6 months was a good place for me mentally to like really rein myself in, you know what I mean? So while that was helpful, having that number, and honestly, it took me a really long time to figure out. I'm not very good at math, so I did a ton of like calculating. Like the 10 lotions, 1 per month, was really easy to figure out. But for my other categories, I like really had to figure out what I was doing because it was not that simple, 10 divided by 1. So after I got the numbers, so like it would take me 10 months to use up lotion, I wanted to take it one step further because though those numbers were helpful and I like really knew like 6 and under is where I wanted to be, I did an equation to be like, okay, if I'm starting today, how many months from now would I have these what would the date be when I finish all these products, taking into account how many, like, I don't know how to explain this. So like say it takes me 10 lotions, 10 months to use up all 10 lotions. Easy number. Now that it's January, what would the date be? So like it'd be the end of October before I used up 10 lotions. That's what I'm trying to say. So like, yeah, 10 doesn't seem like a big number, but like 10/31/2021 seems like a long time to have just like lotions sitting around before, and that's not bringing in any lotions. So I felt like that added to the, like, added a little bit to me that was like, oh, 24 months is 2 years worth of product with not bringing anything in. Like, it made it more of that wow factor that was like really set into me, that was, you know, just reinforcing the idea of like, you don't need to buy more. So that's why I have these new categories. Obviously some of the stuff that I haven't, like, for example, eye primer, I only have one. I haven't finished any, so there's no data to go off of. So it's giving me like an error that's like, you can't divide by 0. I understand that. It's just because I don't have enough data. I'm assuming my goal is to, I want to do this all of 2021, but once I get to August, I'll have a year's worth of data, and I think it'll be so much more helpful. But like I said, I want to continue to do this because it's so insightful. I mean, I don't know. I really want to continue to do this like forever. I don't know. That's where those 2 columns came out of. So I kind of edited it so like you can see this coloring on here. Before, I was coloring it to like where the percentage was. I don't know how to hold this ever. These red ones are based on percentages. Now I have it. I hate holding this. Okay. Now I have it like yellow, orange, and green, and the greens are what's less than 6 months, and the yellows are like, oh, you're close, like that type of thing. That has made it way more helpful for me. Okay. Oh, I think I coded it. I was like, this doesn't seem right. I think I coded it, things that are green are less than 3 months. Like, hey, this, you're doing great. You have less than 3 months and you'll be completely out of your stuff. Like, those are the things, if you think you need to buy something or there's a sale, those are okay. Things like that were 4 to 6 months out, I have them in yellow. Like, hey, you could probably wait, but if you think you come across like the best sale ever, like an SAS, go for it. But also, you have a few more months. Like, it's not like you need to go today. If there's a better sale that you think would come up in the next 4 months, wait for that sale. That's how I have that coded. I got a little confused there. And honestly, that's so in depth, but I'm, like I said, I'm such a numbers person. Okay, enough about the changes. Let's talk about actual end of year 2020 data. Because it's not good. It's not good. It's okay, but it's not good. Okay, so let's start off with the makeup category. My goal for this category is 100, and I feel now a little bit looser on the actual goal numbers, because really now my goal is to kind of have just 6 months worth. So makeup is one category that I'm like 100's my number flat out. Other categories I'm like 6 months, if that makes sense. So 100 has been my goal for makeup. It always will be. Well, maybe not always, but like it's been even for months. Currently I have 107 products. I got some things for Christmas, and I decluttered some things as an end of year declutter that I decided I did not need, that will be included in my makeup empties. I will talk about them. Also, I should have mentioned, I changed up how I'm doing declutters and things that are coming in that I'm not buying, because that was affecting my numbers. Say I was decluttering 3 blushes. I was putting it in my decrease because, yeah, my categories did decrease, but then in my calculations, it was looking like I used up 3 blushes in 1 month. That doesn't happen. No one does that. Maybe if you're like a super mom who pans, because moms are the best panners, everyone knows this. But like regular people don't use up 3 blushes in a month. So that was skewing my numbers, as well as say someone gave me 3 blushes, or like lip gloss, for example. I got 6 lip glosses for Christmas. while that's amazing, if I put that in my increase number, it'll look like I brought in 6 lip glosses when I didn't pay for any of them. So what I decided to do, and this will change effective going forward for 2020, I just started doing this in December. I changed the actual starting number so that it affected going forward. Like, I didn't change the ending, like, increase decrease number. I didn't put them in the increase or decrease columns. I changed like this first column starting number. So say I decluttered 2 products and I had 4, I changed that to 2 and just took them out of the equation. So then say I did use up 1, the remainder would be 1. It didn't say like I used up 3 when I really only used up 1. I hope that makes sense. I forgot to touch on that. That's not a super big deal maybe for some people, but it was just skewing my numbers where I was like, what? I used up 2 blushes already this year, but really they were declutters. And I didn't want to have myself thinking like, I finished so many blushes when I finished none. They were declutters. Okay. So I brought in 3 makeup products that I paid for and I used up 2. Very excited I used up 2 products. Makeup's very hard to use up. I'm considering doing a 2021 makeup project pan. I don't know if I'm going to share it on YouTube yet or not, because they're just really hard for me to like keep up to date with sharing and editing and all that. All the jazz is just really hard. So, but I'm considering it. Okay. I don't know if you guys care about this number, but my current monthly average product, how many products I'm averaging using up for makeup per month is 2. I feel okay with that number just because makeup's really hard to use up. But we'll see where that goes in the future. Okay, for skincare, my current goal is 20. My total for December, the end of December, was 35, down from 40 the previous month, which is good. I do have 4 or 5 single-use masks to still get through, so hopefully this will lessen by the end of the month of January, but I'm still happy I'm down 5 products. Let's see. Okay, I brought in 3 products again and used up 2. My monthly average that I use up for skincare a month is 6 products. So I was not doing so hot in December on using up skincare. I only used up 2 and I typically average 6. So that was a little bit of a bummer. For hair care, my goal is 15, which this is like, you guys can look at my spreadsheet if you want to know more. Like what categories, subcategories, I guess there are. So hair care is 15 goal, total 22. I used up 2 products from last month. I didn't bring any in, which was great. Typically, my monthly average use it up is only 1, so I doubled that in December, which is very exciting. And I think I have 1 more that's on its way out. So hopefully that's an easy one for January to get done. As always, this is where it totally tanks for me, guys. And I don't know if it's because I have these categories at the bottom, and so I just feel like they're lenient, or like they're always my bad categories, so I feel like, who cares? Let them stay my bad categories. It's not good, but we're going to talk about them and confront them here today, because that's why we're doing these videos. So, body care. The current goal is 87. The current total is 133, which is actually down 4 from last month. So, we're doing better because I did finish up, like I'm down 4 from last month. I brought in 3 products and I used up 5 products. My average use it up is 7 for body care. So I didn't do as good, and I did do some declutters. I will have some stuff going up on my Poshmark from this category. It's from Bath & Body Works, hint, hint. If you want to check out my Poshmark, I always have that link down below as well. Okay, the category with my biggest issue category. Okay, this category is the sole reason I had to go on a no-buy. Home care. The goal is 136 and I'm at 244. And last month I was at 179. I brought in 84 products in this category alone in December. But this is the high point. I did use up 18 products in this category, which was my highest month of things that I've used up since I started this project in August. So my average use up number is 14, and I actually finished 18 this month. So I felt really good about that. But I need to really work on this considering I brought in a ton more. 84 products. This, I don't know if that's my highest, but I think it might be. Like I said, Candle Day, Bring Back My Bar, Scentsy Club. I did another bar 6-pack purchase. I had a lot of things coming into this category. But I finished up a decent amount, which I'm happy about. And I have more that are on their way out. So like I'm feeling good, but this was the sole reason. I'm currently over my number of products I'm over on. How does this make sense? I'm over my goal number by 184 products. That's almost 200. That's like really, really bad. My monthly average use up number, like how many products I'm using up on average per month overall, like total categories, is negative 39. Negative 39.8, which is almost negative 40. That means each month I'm bringing in almost 40 more products than I'm finishing. This is why I went on a no-buy, people. So here's the deal. For 2021, I would really like to get to the like 100 range of being over my goal. Like currently I'm 184. I would like to be closer to 100. I would like to be at 0, but I'm just being realistic with myself. If I could get to like the 100 range, I would be happy. Also, I'm starting by the suggestion of Beth J. Absolutely love Beth. I don't know why I didn't think of this before she commented it, but thank you, Beth. She suggested I go on a 2 out, 1 in low buy. And so I think that's what I'm going to do after my no buy is over in the middle of January. I'm going to just like reevaluate where I'm at, and then I think that is what I will do for myself. Yeah, I think that's going to be my situation. I have that sort of tracked already on my inventory spreadsheet because I think that will be helpful. Ideally, I think my overall goal, besides getting around the 100 overall over goal number, is to get the monthly average use it up number to not be negative. Because I think honestly, it's going to take me a lot of months to reverse that negative number, just solely based on the fact that these are averages over months and it's been negative for months. So I mean, it's been negative for probably like 5 months. So it's probably going to take me at least 5 more months to get it, to move significantly. So my throat's getting really dry. So I think that is going to be like up there in the goals, is to get that number to be positive. And I literally have that in my spreadsheet. I have it right at the top. It says goal is to get this number to be positive. So it's very clear, like that's what I want to focus on. And I think doing 2 out, 1 in will also help achieve this goal, because I have to get 2 out before I can bring 1 in. So that is the situation with that. Yeah, I'm excited to start this at the top of a new year and do it for the whole year. I started last month in August. I started in 2020 in August. So while it's been nice to accumulate this data over the last 5 months or so, I really want a year's worth of data to like really see, like, do I fly through lotions in the summertime but not use them up in the wintertime? Or vice versa. That was kind of backwards, I guess. I just like want to have that data to know how I consume things and then base my purchases off that, as opposed to how I buy things now. I buy and then panic because I have so much and don't know when I'm gonna use it. I hope this makes sense to you all. For those of you who join me on this, like my no buy, gonna be low buy, who do inventories, I appreciate all of you so much, because it can be really overwhelming. And like when I brought this up to Corey, I was devastated. I just felt like I was so overwhelmed and I didn't know how to address it, but I know I needed to address it. And I just felt really ashamed. And so those of you who join me on this channel, I'm so happy to have you, because all of the positive comments that I got on my no buy video made me feel so empowered to be like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish stuff up and I'm gonna reduce my consumption. It made me feel so good. So if I can help you guys in that way too, even an ounce of what you guys gave me as feedback on the video, I hope I can, because it was so great. So I do apologize for this really long video. I just feel like because of my no buy and because of everything that happened in December and as a wrap up of 2020, I really just had a lot to share, and just I want to get stuff off my chest. And like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have just been talking about this recently, about changing their consumerism in the new year, just because things just kind of got knocked off in 2020. It just like, the goals vanished and it was like, oh, I said I wasn't gonna buy anything, and then I brought in 84 products in December. So I really, like everyone else that I feel like I've been watching, I'm trying to realign myself, get myself on the right track, starting in 2021. So Happy New Year. If you guys had fun last night, New Year's Eve, I know it probably looked different than New Year's Eve in the past. Yay, that's so exciting. I hope the new year is going to bring a lot more good things. I feel like 2020 brought some good things, but I just hope 2021 can be another year of like fruition and success and less consumption and more use it up, and you know, all the things we're striving for on this channel. So thank you so much for spending 2020 with me. I hope to spend more time with you in 2021. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.